welcome to you all in this session, in this very special session of joyful learning in mathematics. And today we have with us Sumi Abraham. She is from Bhavans Vidyalaya, Monshimad, Jaipur, a wonderful teacher, an excellent orator, and a teacher who is loved by all. So the details will be shared by her because I'm the train and it is not possible to share all the things. So please, Sumi, please carry on. The stage is all for yours. Please. Thank you very much for accepting. Thank you very much. Please carry on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, A.K. Sharma, sir, and dear teachers of mathematics. Welcome to the Joy of Mathematics class hosted by Bhavans Delhi Kendra. I feel it as a great honor to be in your midst, and I thank A.K. Sharma, sir, for giving me this opportunity to present this session. Is my screen visible to all? Nidhi ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, good evening. Now let us, we all are being maths teachers. Let us first revisit whatever we have studied about the subject maths. First, the point is, let us understand what is mathematics. So we know that mathematics is a foundational language of the universe, founded everywhere from technology to the laws of nature. The word mathematics has been derived from the Greek word mathema, which means science, and the Oxford Dictionary defines mathematics as a science of space, numbers, and quantity. So again, let me just revise it, that mathematics is the foundational language of the universe, and it's found everywhere, ranging from technology to the laws of nature. Let us understand what is the nature of mathematics. It develops abstract thinking and imagination, and it is an exact science and helps us to quantify ideas. Its knowledge is always clear, logical, and systematic, and that can be understood easily. Its knowledge remains the same in the whole of the universe, everywhere and at every time. Its knowledge is applied in the study of science and its different branches, including natural science, engineering, medicine, and social science. And so it has occupied an important place in the school curriculum and is a compulsory subject up to classes 10th. Now, since we all are talking about the joy of mathematics, I would like to ask two questions. And I want you all to just use the chat boxes and give me the answers. I hope you all are ready. Are you all ready? Yes. So the first question is, who is known as the father of mathematics? Who is known as the father of mathematics? Am I audible to you all? Am I audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. I need your answers in the chat box, please. Ramanujan, Kriti Parik ma'am. Yes, you are correct. You are very correct. Oh, Dipti Srivastava ma'am, you are also correct. It is Ramanujan. Yes. So, Ramanujan, he is known as the father of, sorry, Archimedes. Archimedes is known as the father of mathematics. Please, Indian mathematics is Ramanujan. Indian mathematics is Ramanujan. Please. Yes, it is Indian. Yes. So father of mathematics is Archimedes, and Indian father of mathematics is considered as Srinivasan Ramanujan. And we are celebrating National Mathematics Day, 22nd December, in memory of his birth anniversary. Okay. Now, let us, yes, next slide. Now let us understand what are the goals of mathematics education in school. It develops thinking and problem solving, builds strong numerical foundations, promote real life applications, encourages a positive attitude, develop spatial awareness, support holistic development, encourage collaboration, enhance logical and abstract thinking, equipping students for lifelong learning, and contributes to social and economic development. Now, what do students view mathematics as? How do students view mathematics as? They feel that it is a difficult and a confusing subject, and they find it unable to associate with daily life experiences, and they find it very boring. So these are the viewpoints with which children come with phobias. And we as teachers need to address to these phobias and give support to our students. Now we need to devise some pedagogies. Pedagogies means methods and the practices that we use in teaching. So the key pedagogical strategies which have been promoted by NEP 2020 includes multidisciplinary and holistic learning, experiential learning, project-based learning, student-centered learning, integration of technology, competency-based education. Now, before we start today's main theme, I'm going to introduce you to a very innovative practice of teaching mathematics, which is art integrated learning. And art integrated learning, we wonder how art can be integrated in mathematics. Let us first understand what is art integrated learning. Art integrated learning is a pedagogy based on learning through the arts and with the arts. Art as a pedagogical tool and not as a subject combines art with teaching learning of different curricular areas and shifts from rote learning to learning by doing. Innovate, explore, and experiment is the basic goal and helps to overcome subject fear, enhances joy of doing and learning. So, in other words, art integration combines art with teaching learning of different curricular areas. Subjects such as languages, social studies, sciences, and mathematics can be easily linked with art experiences of a learner and clarify their concepts. Art integration is all about as a powerful teaching strategy. It is suitable to different learning styles, that is visual, spatial, bodily kinesthetics, musical, linguistic, logical, mathematical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, naturalistic. So, as educators, we can use singing, making music, dancing, role playing, and storytelling to aid in teaching academic subjects. And so, the result is joyful learning. Now, let us understand the benefits of art integrated learning. It provides children with alternative means of expression, engages the learner's mind, heart, and body, making learning a holistic and joyful experience. It is experiential in nature and leads to the holistic development of every learner. Inclusive in nature, that means every child can be taking part in this activity, and every child will be participating, and no child will be left alone. Involvement of all three domains of learning, cognitive, psychomotor, and affective, reduces the number of school dropouts, helps the learner overcome the subject fear, encourages to experience art as a process without any worries about the product. Here is a kaleidoscope into the various activities which I have devised, and also I have shared in my own class to make a subject which is considered difficult by children to understand and use art into explaining and understanding of the subject like mathematics. Learning mathematics through art integrated learning. So we can use this small acronym, WAPA, Visual and Performing Arts. Exploring geometrical shapes with the Rajasthani Manna. Which is this manna, that is our, it's a very cultural thing, and we have been doing it, and it's been used to ward off evil, and it also acts as lucky charm. And the tribal paintings have been derived from the word mandan, referring to decoration and beautification. And you can see that this is comprising of geometrical forms like triangle, squares, and circles, and it is used to decorate houses. So this has been created by one of my students while explaining, and she drew it on her own and she brought it the next day. Then we have another tradition and customs of making mehendi. So this is how the children, they understood patterns and symmetry by hand decoration and the art of mehendi. Now, again, more of art learning, art integrated learning by visual imagery. These have been the activities that we have been doing in our school also, and I believe most of you have been doing in your schools also. It was just a compilation of all that we could bring before you so that you all can understand what is visual imagery and how it makes the child understand certain concepts of mathematics. Now, another method that we have used in our classes is the role play method. And we have been explaining our children various concepts like money and time through role play method. Now, let us understand how the role play method works and how they have been able to get across. Karuna ma'am, I think there is a... Yes. Now, the method of role play that we used, and this was a class 4th standard students, and they made their own story, and the word problem was on money, and they made their own story. They chose their own characters, and the story that I'm going to show you as role play, they themselves decided and worked on all the dialogues also, and they themselves told me the title also. So you can, I'm just wanting to share this with you. Sorry. So, friends, what was the learning outcome of this role play method? The learning outcome was that the children contextualized maths problems with real world scenarios and making numeracy more relatable. Drama and theater helped in developing team spirit, enhancing problem solving skills and communication. They learned to collaborate with peers and teachers. Drama improves creative ability of children.
अब बोलूं
Sumi ma'am ले रही है session.
तो क्या होगा? बात कर रही हो?
Yes. Next practice that I found innovative is teaching mathematics by storytelling. Now let us understand what is storytelling. Storytelling in mathematics is a powerful technique that can make abstract concepts more engaging and accessible to students. By weaving narratives into mathematical lessons, educators can create a meaningful context for learning, helping students to connect theoretical ideas with real world applications. Now let us see how mathematics can be utilized, storytelling can be utilized in mathematics education and also see its benefits. How does storytelling work? So, storytelling as a powerful mathematical tool, technique to teach, and also it helps in contexting concepts. Like we imagine any stories, for example, word problems in mathematics, they can be taught by storytelling. Children, they understand, they engage themselves, and stories themselves are a very competent and a very strong medium for children to understand easily and relate it to their daily life. They can learn problem solving. If you tell a story about maybe a detective, about a mystery, they will understand the logical reasonings and deduce a certain reason, and they find problem solving techniques to address to that. And it will be very creative also for the children because they find new ways of solving problems. We know that historically also our ancient texts, they are all full of stories. So they find it very relatable. And since they have been hearing many stories from their parents, from their grandparents, they have been hearing stories, they are able to relate and they apply those skills to their daily life. They find it easy to understand and to apply it in their real world scenarios. They learn mathematical skills by this. How does storytelling work? It makes abstract concepts relatable. That is, whatever the stories are, the children are able to relate it according to the story. Then it encourages critical thinking. It enhances memory and emotional connection. Now, this is the story of our second Prime Minister of India. And this story was a very old story that I had read somewhere in our children's book in Hindi. That story, as it speaks about how Shastriji used to swim across the Ganga twice a day with his books tied on top of his head, as he did not have money to take a ferry to school. His school was some miles away. When it got converted, it is 12 kilometer, 870 meter away from his home. And his determination and courage during this daily swim to reach school exemplifies his unwavering commitment to education and self reliance. Due to his sheer determination and grit, he rose on to become the second Prime Minister of India. Now, the child can easily understand how to find the total distance, and since distance covered was only not only one side, it was two sides. So on a daily basis, since he had to go both the sides, the distance had to be added, and the child will be able to complete this kind of a solution, and he will always remember it for the rest of his life. Another compelling story which I found was A Grain of Rice, and it is a very interesting story which I searched on while I was working on this project. And I really found it very interesting, and I would like to share with you all. It's a really compelling story, and I want you all to listen to the story with not much with the understanding of mathematics, but how the story goes on, line goes on, and what the message, deep message is hidden in that story. This is the story of A Grain of Rice, and it is a mathematical folk tale by Demi. Long time in India, there lived a Raja who believed that he was wise and fair as a Raja should be. The people in his province were rice farmers. The Raja decreed that everyone must give nearly all of their rice to him. I will store the rice safely, the Raja promised the people, so that in time of famine, everyone will have rice to eat and no one will go hungry. Each year, the Raja's rice collectors gathered nearly all of the people's rice and carried it away to the royal storehouse. For many years, the rice grew well, and the rice collectors collected the rice. And the people wholeheartedly, they gave away all their rice to the Raja, and the storehouses were always full. But after some time, the people were left with only enough rice to get by. That one year, the rice grew badly and there was famine and hunger. The people had no choice, but they had to tell the Raja that they had no rice to eat. The Raja's ministers, when they came to know about it, they also implored the Raja, Your Highness, let us open the royal storehouses and give the rice to the people as you promised. No, cried the Raja. How do I know how long the famine will last? I must have the rice for myself. Promise or no promise, a Raja must not go hungry. Time went on, and the people grew more and more hungry, but the Raja would not give out the rice. One day, the Raja ordered a feast for himself and his court, as it seemed to him a Raja should now and then, even when there is a famine. A servant led an elephant from a royal storehouse to the palace, carrying 2 full baskets of rice. A village girl named Rani saw that a trickle of rice was falling from one of the baskets. Quickly, she jumped up and walked along beside the elephant, catching the falling rice in her skirt. She was clever and she began to make a plan. Then she rushed to the palace gate, and at the palace gate, a guard cried, Halt, thief, where are you going with that rice? The girl said, I'm not a thief. This rice fell from one of the baskets and I'm returning it now to the Raja. When the Raja heard about Rani's good deeds, he asked his ministers to bring her before him. I wish to reward you for returning what belongs to me, the Raja said to Rani. Ask me for anything and you shall have it. Rani said, Your Highness, I do not deserve any reward at all. But if you wish, you may give me 1 grain of rice. Only 1 grain of rice, exclaimed the Raja. Surely you will allow me to reward you more plentifully as a Raja should. Very well, Rani said. If it please your highness, you may reward me in this way. Today, you will give me 1 single grain of rice. Then each day for 30 days, you will give me double the rice you gave me the day before. Thus, tomorrow, you will give me 2 grains of rice. The next day, 4 grains of rice, and so on for 30 days. You shall have it. This seemed to be a modest reward, the Raja said, so you should have it. And Rani was presented with a single grain of rice. Now, can anyone tell me, please, you can open the chat box, and can anyone tell me on the second day how much will the rice grain will be double? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The first day, there was only 1 grain of rice. The second day, the grain of rice, as per Rani's idea, it had to be doubled. So second day, the grain of rice became now 2 grains. On the third day, can anyone type and tell me on the chat box? Nidhi ma'am, can you hear? 4. Yes, Shakuntala ma'am, 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Now on the third day, first day it was 1, second day it was 2, third day 4, yes. Fourth day 16, yes. So, okay, thank you all, thank you. Yes, so on the 9th day, when Rani was counting, she was presented with 256 grains of rice. Okay, and when she totaled it up along with the first day also, she had received 511 grains of rice, which was enough for only a small handful. Now the Raja, what came to his mind is that this girl is honest, but not very clever. She would have gained more rice by keeping what fell onto her skirt. So then what happened? On the 12th day, Rani received 2048 grains of rice, about 4 handfuls. And on the 13th day, she received 4096 grains of rice, enough to fill a bowl. Now, this way, on the 16th day, again she was presented with a bag containing 32,768 grains of rice. And it all had been enough for rice for 2 bags. Now, this doubling up adds more rice than unexpected, thought the Raja. But surely her reward won't amount to much more. That is what the Raja thought. But on the 20th day, Rani was presented with 16 more bags filled with rice. On the 21st day, she received 1,048,576 grains of rice, enough to fill a basket. On the 24th day, Rani was presented with 8,388,600 and 8 grains of rice, enough to fill 8 baskets, which are carried to her by 8 royal deer. Now, friends, the concept of understanding is not only the concept of doubling here, the child will also be asked Indian and international systems of numeration. So the child is able to relate to numbers, large numbers. Many concepts can be explained, will be brought to life by this very story. Can anybody else tell me what all can be understood by this very story? On the chat box, can any of you type? What else can be understood by this story? Or you can unmute and speak also. If anyone wants to speak, you can unmute. Yes, sir. Yes, Mukta Verma. Yes, it is GP.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It is GP.
Yes. Ma'am, can you explain how this function works?
Ma'am, it is the power. So the common ratio here will be 2, and it will be because it is 2 raised to power 2, then 2
Two.
raised to power 3, then 2
2
raised to power
raised to
4.
power
So it's
0 is the first day, that is.
yes.
So 1, then 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3, and so on. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. So,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am, very much. Yes. So, altogether, by the end of the 30th day, this girl Rani, she had received almost more than 1 billion of grains of rice. So the Raja had no rice more to give. And then he's asking, what will you do with this rice? Said the Raja with a sigh. Now that I have none, I shall give it to all the hungry people, said Rani, and I shall leave a basket of rice for you too, if you promise from now on to take only as much rice as you need. I promise, said the Raja, and for the rest of his days, the Raja was truly wise and fair as a Raja should be. So here is a chart which is there. If you all can just have a look at the chart, how Rani receives the one grain of rice, how it grows exponentially into 536,870,912 grains of rice on the 30th day. Now, the conclusion is that art integrated learning can help students to develop creative and independent thought processes and improve their problem solving skill and decision making skills. Stop sharing. Yes, any of you that who feels that they want to say something? This was a small pedagogical innovation that we could present before you.
So, Sumi, your this session is over.
Yes, sir. My session is over.
Anybody who wants to ask any question? Should I add something in that?
Yes, sir,
Should
please.
I add?
Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir.
So, So thank you very much, Sumi. It was a really a wonderful session. I have thoroughly enjoyed the session. And the few things that is very important, she has told about the art integrated learning. And I'll not explain what she has said, but the art integrated learning has gained prominence due to its holistic, experiential, and engaging nature. And there are few significance of this particular type of learning. That is, if you see, it enhances the understanding and retention power of the children. Yeah. Next is that it fosters the creativity and critical thinking. So if you want to add more in the critical thinking and creativity of your children, then opt for this. And actually, if you see that it is very essential for the innovative thinking that is very, very necessary for 21st century skill. It also caters to diverse learning styles. As you know, we have multiple intelligence, visual, spatial, musical, kinesthetic. So it ensures the inclusivity in learning, and students who struggle with conventional methods, like mathematics is a very difficult subject, and the children feel difficulty in the conventional methods. They can also excel through these art-based approaches. Then if you see, you might have seen that she has told a very interesting story about the king. So actually, and then she has shown the chart. If you see that it builds social and emotional skill also. Like it promotes teamwork, empathy, collaboration, and also self-awareness. And uh, I think it makes learning more enjoyable, more stress-free, because the function of the art is that it is joyful, it is engaging, it is stress-free, it reduces the academic pressure, especially the mathematic pressure, and it increases motivation. Also, it takes monotony, and finally, if you see that it encourages interdisciplinary learning. So that is very, very essential, because if we are taking a real world application, then it is very helpful in visualize the ancient form of civilization also. And finally, if you see, it improves the communication skill, interpersonal skills, and also it cultivates the cultural awareness. If you see the stories, old stories of the Panchatantra or the Betal stories, you will find that they are exposed to various art forms, and they connect with the heritage, and they also help us to understand the global culture. Then it also encourages the hands-on experience, like giving them the worksheet related to the subject, and also help us in the experiential learning. So that's a very, very interesting form that I have seen. And when while I was sitting, I was thinking, what an enjoyable experience is there teaching through this particular approach. Actually, it is a combination of mind, body, and soul. So thank you very much, Sumi ma'am. You have uh, transformed this the mathematics teaching through this beautiful educational approach, because I feel it nurtures the mind, body, and soul. So thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, and I hope that our teachers, our friends will also understand a lot about this. To always use non-traditional approach. Don't use traditional approach, a monotonous approach. So be different and perform different. So thank you. Thank you very much, Sumi ma'am. And thank you very much all the
Thank you,
teachers
sir.
for
Thank you.
joining us in this particular session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And sir, Nidhi ma'am would like to say the vote of thanks, if you permit. Sir, are you there? Nidhi ma'am, you can say the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to extend the vote of thanks for today's insightful webinar on the joy of mathematics. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Sumi Ibrahim ma'am for delivering such a creative and engaging session. Your unique approach to combining mathematics with art has not only deepened our understanding of the subject, but also made it enjoyable and accessible. We're truly inspired by your passion and dedication to innovative teaching methods. My heartfelt gratitude to our Regional Educational Officer, Dr. A.K. Sharma sir, for organizing such workshop and training programs from time to time and providing us with opportunities for professional growth, skill enhancement, and foster an environment of continuous learning and development, which is essential in today's ever-changing world. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who contributed to the smooth execution of this webinar and all the participants who joined us today. Thank you once again. We look forward to seeing you all at future events. Thank you all.
Thank you from my behalf also. Thank you all. Thank you, Nidhi ma'am, and thank you for all the wonderful teachers who have joined. And thank you, A.K. Sharma sir, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, sir. See you. So shall we leave the meeting?
Okay, thank you, Sumi ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.